The Dolores Huerta Foundation works with everyday people, low-income folks, immigrants, really teaching people that they have power, that they can be the change that they want to see in their communities, and we provide them the guidance and the coaching.
Well, the philosophy behind our work is not that we are going to go out there and do things for people. The idea is how to teach people to do things for themselves. They have the power, that they have the answers, they have the solutions to their problems, to their issues that they are going through, and that nobody is going to solve these issues for them.
Dolores Huerta started a community called Vecinos Unidos, and from that we became kind of advocates of our neighborhood, and my wife Iris and I just decided to host the meetings at our home here around the corner, and kind of went from there.
We mentioned to her that we wanted a park, felt that our community here already had plenty of houses. We needed something for our kids. All of us had a lot of small children, and they were constantly in the street or just here with the dirt. And she says, well, I can help you with that. And I'm like, well, how can you help me? And she goes, oh, I can give you the directions and everything that you need to do, and you will do it. And she goes, I'm just gonna be here, your advocate. So I was like, you know what, if you can help me get the park, then I'm willing to do what I need to do. So that's how it started.
After the park was built, and I felt empowered, and I felt that I needed to make a difference in our school system.
Vecinos Unidos is our chapters that we have throughout the Central Valley, and Vecinos Unidos means United Neighbors. It's community members that have agreed to employ the mission and values of the Dolores Huerta Foundation, and working from a human rights framework, and to protect our rights as workers, as immigrants, as women, and continue to teach people that no matter where they are, that they can make the changes. The Dolores Huerta Foundation has our strongest base in South Kern, which are the communities of Lamont, Arvin, and Weed Patch. When we first went in to organize, when we asked them what are the improvements you would like to see in your community, many of their suggestions were really based on infrastructure.
La manera que organizamos, que hacemos juntas caseras y ahí formamos grupos, formamos comités, de ahí los comités se ponen a trabajar, y una de las victorias que la primera que tuvimos aquí en Lamont es de que por muchos años había unas albercas pero estaban cerradas. Los vecinos trabajaron, se organizaron y lograron abrir las albercas, lograron pedir que se hicieran banquetas, se hicieron murales, trabajamos para que se hiciera un gimnasio en nuestra escuela, en nuestra comunidad, se acercara a nuestra escuela, y hemos trabajado en muchos proyectos, tanto aquí en Lamont, en Arvin y en Wipesh.
Empezamos a tener voz como comunidad y como residentes de esta comunidad, y aprender que tenemos derechos y que solamente si los pedimos y exigimos que se nos cumpla, es del modo que lo vamos a hacer. Y así es como la fundación nos empezó a enseñar a abogar por nuestra comunidad.
We are direct action. We are focusing on systems changes, on policy changes.
Our mission is to bring justice to our communities and to teach them how to fight for themselves. You know, I remember somebody saying once, if you really want to do something, you've got to get out of the valley. And we're saying, no, we've got to stay here, because somebody has to stay here to make the changes and to convince people that they are the ones that can, you know, break down those systems of oppression.
Another core component of the work that we do at the Dolores Huerta Foundation is really focusing on education. Back in 2011, we learned of this local crisis happening. There was a serious push out of Latino and African American students at rates that were 300 and 500% the national norm. And in 1 year alone, over 2,000 students were pushed out of Kern High School District. It was in October of 2014 that we filed a lawsuit against the Kern High School District for implicit bias against Latino and African American students. 3 years later, we've been able to settle this lawsuit with the Kern High School District, which is now going to completely overhaul their disciplinary policies and procedures. In 2016, the Dolores Huerta Foundation started an LGBT equality program, and it's really because although there are LGBT groups in Kern County that are active, we felt that we really needed a policy approach.
We actually have hired paid organizers to go out into the community. One of our programs is to make sure that all of the high schools, they have what they call the Gay Straight Alliance organizations.
I work for the Dolores Huerta Foundation as a staff member, as an LGBT equality organizer, and some of my responsibilities as an organizer are to talk with LGBTQ youth and adults about the issues that are going on in their communities, and to brainstorm with them solutions to the problems. We go into their homes and have house meetings where we talk about community issues, and we hear from them the solutions to the problems that they see in their own lives. So some of the work I do is help co-facilitate our Teens for Equality group, which is a LGBT youth group.
The other is that we just hosted our first ever LGBT Pride March in Bakersfield. The first ever happened.
So we have a long way to go here in Kern County to really work and make sure that we have acceptance and protection and support for our gay community.
Civic engagement really is the core of everything that we do. It's really teaching people that in order to make change, it's really policy changes that they need to focus on. What's happening on the local level? What's happening with school boards, with water boards, city council, board of supervisors, and then what's happening on the state level and the federal level. We provide education to get people involved. And Dolores Huerta teaches us that election day is the most important day of our lives, that it doesn't matter if you're not registered to vote, maybe you're not 18, maybe you're not a citizen, but that all of us can participate in this democracy that we live in. To learn more about the Dolores Huerta Foundation, you can visit our website at doloreshuerta.org. We invite people to come and visit us in our main office in Bakersfield, and we also have satellite offices in Arvin, in Tulare County, and Fresno County as well. We ask for people to come and to volunteer with us, to go knock on doors as we educate voters. We're also working on building our donor base. The majority of our funding does come from foundations. We are really trying to grow our individual donors, where if we could get, several people, hundreds of people just to give $5 a month, right, that could really go a long way in supporting our work.
The quote that I love, and I've been using this now when I speak, is that Neruda, the poet, said this: they can cut all the flowers, but they can't hold back the spring. And I say the people in the grassroots, they are the ones that are seeding the seeds of justice out there. And those seeds of justice are going to grow, and they're going to become the spring, and they're going to be able to bring justice to the communities and bring justice to our country.
La otra pregunta, ¿se puede? Sí, se puede. ¿Se puede? Sí, se puede. Nuestro ideal es faro de victoria, no nos moverá. Peleamos por justicia, no nos moverá. Peleamos por justicia.